Welcome back to the Real with Joseph Lab. My name is Joseph Lab. Happy New Year. Please like, subscribe, and share. I'd really appreciate that. Shout out to all the new subscribers. So here we go now. Some more film breakdown from the Browns game against the Carolina Panthers last Friday. If you didn't see my last one, I broke down Shador Sanders, every pass attempt he made in that game. Go check that out and hit the like button on that video. And like I said, if you haven't subscribed, please subscribe. But now we're going to move on to the defensive film breakdown today. So we're going to cover some of the Browns defense, some of the good moments, some of the low moments, and I'm gonna highlight some players too. You can see there, I got somebody says sleeper. I'm gonna tell you that is in a minute who I think the sleeper is right now for the Browns on the defensive side of the ball. But let's get into it. So here we go, back to the film room, and before I start, some of the things I'm gonna point out today, I thought there were some really good moments from a lot of the rookies, guys. I'm gonna point out and even some second, third year guys I thought played really well, showing flashes. The guy I'll be pointing out here in a little bit is a UDFA, who I think can really find himself in the rotation. I'm gonna get to him soon. And then there's also some low movements. Like I said, I thought the starting group, the starting secondary group, I didn't think had a great game. That they had some breakdowns and then their man-to-man coverage, not being as physical at the line of scrimmage, and jamming guys or being a little more physical, getting hands on guys, trying to get guys off the routes. I thought they were just letting receivers just run scotch-free, and bad communication. And so let's get into it. So the first play I have, we're going to start, is with Mr. Carson Schweisinger, who is killing it right now in camp. Looks like a home run pick in the second round. Looks like more like a first rounder. Shot up a lot of people's draft boards. You can see him right here, number 49. And this first play here does a really nice job of shedding the block and just clogging the running lane. If he doesn't, make this play here, Chuba Hubbard has a good chance of taking this for a big play here to start the game. And so let's watch Mr. Schweisinger here. And here he goes. As you can see here, gets blocked, sheds the block. Great tackle. I mean, that's exactly what you want for your linebacker. Just aggressiveness, physicality, downhill. The guy sheds the block, get off me, gets the tackle. And that was a big tackle there to start the game, because you can see there Chuba saw space. And so, again, you're seeing with Carson, he does a hell of a job just filling the block, or not only just filling his gaps in the running game, but also stuff in the running game, but just shedding the blocks and trying to find a way to make a tag. You'll see a crazy tackle he made here later on with basically one arm. He had an unbelievable game. I thought just for the 12 I mean, I think he played 12 plays, and in 12 plays he had 6 tackles. I mean, just a really highly productive. And so that's my first play with Carson. On to the next one. All right, and so my next play here, onto the low moments. You can see here number 35. I can't pronounce his name, but he's a DB. You have him out there. You had the veteran before he got booted from the game. You have Cam Mitchell, Miles Harden, and you have Ronnie Hickman. Then you got Devin Bush and Carson Schweisinger back there at linebacker. So this play here, this was the big shot they made to Ted McMillan, their first-round pick. Obviously a bigger body receiver, very talented, and he's got a little size advantage here. And I just don't like how soft he is here. He just, at the line of scrimmage, he doesn't really get any hands on him, just kind of lets him run right past him, where he's able to get in stride and really just kind of just a simple pitch and catch. I mean, it's a great throw by Bryce Young. All he had to do is just put the ball right on the back shoulder and or over the, to his right shoulder, excuse me. It's when the DB can't get it to the sideline. And let's watch it here. Again, you saw this all night from a lot of the DBs, just not really getting hands on guys. He just goes right past them, and he gets hands on them late, but by that time it's too late. I feel like at the line of scrimmage, right at the jump, I just feel like they weren't as physical as they needed to be, and just getting hands on guys and trying to jam guys on their routes. I feel like guys for the Panthers receivers against this group, they were able just to do stuff too easily, and that's one example there. And we'll have some more here in a second. And so I'm gonna get to some more of those low moments from the back end, the secondary in a minute, but. Going along here with the game, I'm going as a time of the game from start to finish with my moments here. So I got a positive moment here from Mason Graham. That's right, our 5th overall pick out of Michigan. Him and Carson Schweisinger here. So here's Mason right here with the 3 tech. You got Carson right here at linebacker. And I think they do a really nice job here. They're going to run the ball inside. You're going to see this tight end here, number 0. He's going to come over and set a wham block on Alex Wright. That means it's going to come across and hit and block the defensive end here, excuse me. And Chuba Hubbard's just get a simple inside handoff here. But I really like this relentlessness here from Mason Graham and Carson Schweisker, 2 guys who see they just don't give up on plays. And that's the biggest thing that stands out to me about these 2 guys. They just don't give up on plays. And watch them here. Mason's going to get double teamed, but he's still, see how he's able to still shed the block and stop the run. You see Carson's able to do the same thing as well. Watch that one more time. You can see here, Mason double team. Now he's 1, sheds the block. You see Carson sheds his block. That's what I want to see. It's just that effort. Guys just not relentlessness. You know what I mean? Trying to stop the run, not giving up. I feel like a lot of times last year when I watched a lot of the tape, there was too many guys out there, especially at the D line, where they get jammed like that, get in that phone booth, we say. You know what I mean? When the linemen go head on head like that, like him and Corbett were there, and they get in the phone booth, that they would kind of just quit on the play. As soon as the running back ran past them, or if they weren't able, they were just not, the effort wasn't there. And so it's nice to see these 2 rookies come in off the bat and have that effort. And so the very next play, we'll see it again with Carson. I think Carson and Mason. You see Mason here at the 3 tech again. He's down on a 4-point stance. And you can see here, this is a really good player. We'll get this from the back view. You can see Carson's the one that makes the tackle again. Like 3 tackles already. I think Mason's got 1. I think at this point in the game, this was his 3rd tackle or 2nd or 3rd. And so you can see Mason right here, again, at the 3 tech. He gets down on a 4-point stance. And watch him here, but also watch Carson. Carson's the one that makes the play. And they're going to run to the left side here. And look at how Carson just gets in the gap. Boom, sheds another block and makes another tackle. And what I like about, again, the pursuit of the ball, you're able to shed the blocks. He's physical. Again, Carson. But watch, I like Mason Graham on the backside too. You kind of see this is what Mason Graham was, just kind of that bully style. He likes the bull rush a lot. And he right here at the 3 tech, how he just kind of pushes his whole line in that direction to kind of clog the play up. Watch Mason right here, just basically throw the whole offensive line. You kind of see some of the power there. Boom, just throws his guy right in the ground. And nice job there by the defense stuffing the run. They did a really nice job all night stuffing the run. And I thought Carson and Mason early on really did a really good job of setting that tone there. And so one more play here with Mason right about here. And so now you see Mason right here. Again, down on a 4-point stance still. And let's take a look at this play here. And so, again, you see with Mason Graham, he doesn't give up on plays. So right here, he's going to get double teamed on the blocks. But even when the running back, you see here, the line starts to collapse, the defense starts to collapse down. The running back pauses, thought he saw a little seam here. Let's take a look one more time. Thought he saw something through the C gap, which initially was a C gap. But you see with Mason there, he gets double teamed, but again, his eyes are always down the field. Look right here. He sees the ball. I got to get over there, and he sheds the block. It still stops the play. That's great effort. Great effort, relentlessness. That's what made him great at Michigan and stuff in the run constantly at Michigan. It was so hard to run against that front with him and Kenneth Grant, but he was the engine of that defense. And it was plays like that right there. You know what I mean? Where he's able to shed blocks like that and make plays happen, not giving up on the plays. So Carson, and then you can see Carson right there again. I mean, that guy's basically on every play. Both Carson and I believe that was Carson. Let me double check. The linebacker came in late. Mason, yes, it was Carson. You see Carson in there again on top of the pile. He's everywhere. Mason's everywhere. That's exactly what you want to see from your 2 top defensive picks in the draft, 1st and 2nd round picks. Just effort, relentless pursuit, and attack to the ball. And so my next play here, going back to the secondary now, let's take a look at this play first, and I'll break it down. And so, again, I didn't think the secondary had a really good night. At least the starting group didn't. Let's take a look. So he's going to boot out left, excuse me. He's going to hit Adam Thielen. And so what I see on this play here again, I just feel like these receivers were just running scotch free. No disruption in the route running, not getting jammed the line. They're in man to man, and these guys were just able to run free all night. At least, especially well, at least the beginning of this game. Again, we're looking at these guys because these guys, especially with Martin Emerson out, Denzel Ward and Greg Newsome have injury history. Knock on wood, they don't get hurt. But you're gonna be relying on some of these guys this year. You know what I mean? And so you want to see better play here. And right here, let's take a look. Again, Adam Thielen's going to run across the field here at a crosser and play action. He's booting out left. And if you look right here, he's open, he's open, and he's open. And so, and really, I feel like if Bryce Young was a little more patient on his play, he ends up hitting Thielen for a first down. But I feel like if he was a little more patient and plant that left foot square forward and throw that ball out towards this way, heading towards the pylon, he probably should have had this guy right here for a touchdown, to be honest with you, because you watch Cam Mitchell here right at the top of the route when he breaks out to the sideline, he gets beat and he has to flip his hips and turn his back towards the quarterback, which you don't want. Right here, he has to turn his back. He's beat. And he does a nice job recovering, but again, doesn't complete. Let's watch it one more time. Boom, turns. But again, these guys are running scotch free. I just feel like there's not. Let's watch down here now with Miles Harden, who was guarding Adam Thielen. Right here, he just gets beat. He's done. But again, no hands on the receivers. Not trying to get him off the route. Nothing. You can see right here, Cam Mitchell. He's going this way. The homeboy's going that way, and he gets shook out. He does a nice job recovering, but again, gets beat at the top of the route. Boom. That really should have been a touchdown. And so again, with the secondary, I just feel like the man-to-man coverage at the beginning of this game with this first group, and really throughout the night. The only guy I saw consistently I thought was more physical at the line of scrimmage was Tony Brown II, number 11. He's a 7-year veteran out of Alabama. I believe he was on the team last year. I feel like he was the only one that at least was like, physical, competing hard. He ended up getting on Ted McMillan later on in the first half, and I thought he did a better job on him than the other guys did because he was at least jamming at the line of scrimmage, just being more physical with them. You know what I mean? I feel like, if we have to depend on some guys, if he keeps playing like that, Tony Brown, then that may be the guy we have to put out there in the rotation more. I mean, we need guys that are going to show up and be physical and be more and just overall more competitive. You know what I mean? Just more have more physicality out there. You know what I mean? And just try to send the message to these receivers that you're not just going to run all over us all night and bully us all night. And I feel like the first half, they're just not a good half for overall for the defensive secondary, especially in the starting group. And so now back to a more positive note. Positive note here with Carson Schweisinger again with another big play. This one tackle here. Let's take a look. This was highly impressive. Here he is right here in the middle, number 49. And watch how he sheds that block and tackles the guy with one arm and stops him with one arm. There was I believe that was Kamara that comes in on the bottom of the pile there. It stops the runner right there. He trips over him. But Carson's the one there that really look at just the effort. I mean, just the relentless effort. I mean, he's got a guy on him, a lineman on him, a blocker, and he's able to shift to the other side, get in position to make the tackle. I mean, that's great there. Just the relentless pursuit. That's a hell of a tackle with one arm. Again, boom, sheds to the right, get my arm out there, stop him, put my shoulder on him. Great play there by Carson. Great play. And he's just really, really impressive to watch. I mean, this was a great game for him. And so now to my next play. Let's take a look at this one here right after that. Let's watch. Again, Cam Mitchell here, the receiver. This should have been a touchdown. So let's watch the top here. He's got Ted McMillan on him. They're obviously the number one receiver. They took in the first round. You got Cam Mitchell here, man-to-man. And again, at the top of the route before he breaks inside, again, no hands on him. Just kind of lets him run scotch-free. He's able to just kind of get out of his break and just get inside. This should have been a touchdown. Just a miscue there from Bryce and Ted, but on the timing there. But still, I want to see a little more physicality at the top of that route. before he gets out of his break. You know what I mean? At least put a hand on him. Try to slow him down. But we don't do that. We just let him run right where he wants to go, and should have been a touchdown. And thankfully, they miscued. But again, can't have that consistently from here on out. You cannot have that. And so I'll get to my next play here. I believe right after that. Let's take a look. I believe this might have been the touchdown pass. Yes, it was. And so you can see here he scrambles out right. And they were to get him in the back of the end zone. So let's break this down here, what I see happening here from my observation. So again, you see number 18 here. He's the one that's going to run across the middle, right across the field. And the Browns here are kind of in a man zone. They're in like a man zone. And so you're going to have the two safeties here. They're going to drop back, especially Casey right here. He's supposed to be the one back here communicating. He's the back end. And so I think what happens here, where the pick really happens, let's watch it one more time. You're going to see Ted McMillan here. He's going to run across, basically a crossing route, like an inside cross. And so kind of like a pick action. And so these guys here have to really communicate, especially in a man zone. So here they cross each other. He crosses underneath as well. Who is that? Number 18. I think that's Xavier. No, Xavier got booted, I think, at this point. Let's watch it one more time. So again, the running backs that come out of the backfield, the receivers cross. The pick action worked though. And this again, what I mentioned earlier about the communication from the back seven in pass coverage, especially with the secondary, not good here. And let's see where the communication error happened. I think right here. So if you watch right here, right, he's covered here. Got a hat on there. He's got Thielen there. You got the two safeties here watching these two, right? You got Ted McMillan's going to be coming across the middle here. They're running the inside cross there. Both are picking. He's basically picking Ted open. I think that's what they're trying to do. A lot of times in these crossing routes is whoever gets open comes out the other side. That's who you hit, the open man, right? And so Bryce has got a clean pocket here for right now. And the defensive line on this side here, especially, and the whole line really does a nice job of getting pressure back there, making them flush out right, which is what you want them to do. But I think where the miscommunication happens here, you see number 20, I believe that's number 28 there, 26. I believe that's Miles Harden, number 26. Devin Bush, and Casey, not a good job communicating here. You can see right here. And so again, he's looking right at number 18. I think that's Miles Harden. Casey's back here, could see all this, right? And Devin Bush. So ideally, what you'd want here, you'd want him to pick up the inside guy, and you want Devin Bush to pick up, just step out and pick him up, and you got your safety back here to help just in case, right? So you got hat here and hat here, but they don't do that. You have two guys running towards Ted McMillan, and 18 here just runs scotch-free, and nobody picks him up till last minute, and by the time he gets there, he's out of place, and he just loops back, and Bryson's able to dot him in the back of the end zone. But again, a communication error here, and you kind of saw this throughout the night at times. So again, he's running scotch-free. Two guys go with one guy. That can't happen. And so again, watch it one more time. And again, you'll watch. They'll run the inside cross here with Tet, number 18. And I believe that's Miles Harden, number 26, and number 30. And he's scotch-free, wide open. Casey gets over there last minute, but it's too late. Touchdown. Again, communication error. You got to clean that up. You cannot have that type of habit going into the season. Was not overly impressed with the defense of secondary in this game, especially in the first half. And so, to end on some positive notes here, not a positive here. We got all the bad stuff out. So, one on a positive one here. A guy that really stood out to me, and he stood out last year even at times. He's a linebacker, I think, going to third year. I think his second year. Winston Reed, number 59 right here. So he's in the same spot where Carson was. And I really feel like this guy all night was just really good. He was really active. I mean, the play before this one, did a nice job in coverage. He's just a really athletic guy. You can see him right here. Number 59 does a nice job. He's really mobile, agile. You know what I mean? He moves around really well. But this play right here coming up that I highlighted, I thought was just a great tackle. Probably my favorite tackle of the night, honestly, just because it just looks so good when you're watching it live. You can see him right here. There's Winston Reed. They're going to run to the left here. And just how he shoots this gap. I mean, just really aggressive, but really good pursuit angle and really good tackle. And I think this is a guy that I think we can get some really good productivity. You look at that linebacker room. You got Carson, you got Jerome Baker, you got Devin Bush, with JOK out. After that, you kind of got next man up. And I feel like he's going to be the next man up. I feel like when Carson needs a breather, I would really look to put this guy out there this year. Again, really impressed with him. I just like his pursuit angles. He's just constantly got a knack. He's really good knack to the ball, good tackler in space. Did pretty decent coverage, I thought, too. You can see him right here. He shoots through the gap. Boom. Really good instincts. And I'll take a look at that from the back view here. So, again, he's right there, number 59. They're watching the motion. They're man. I think they were man. Shoots through the gap. Really good tackle there in the open field. Really good tackle. And that's hard against a guy. These guys are a lot faster. These running backs, receivers. It's nice to see that. And I think that's what we need more of, guys that just do those things, those little things like that consistently. Because I feel like last year we kind of got away from that. At times I thought our fundamentals weren't as good. And let's watch this motion here. It's Jimmy Horn Jr. Yeah, they're a man. And so, but again, really good job by Winston Reed. And he's a guy, again, I wanted to highlight that play. That was a really good play that stood out to me that night. And I think he's a guy that I think we could really rely on this year, get some productivity from. I like him a lot, his potential, and excited to see where he goes moving forward in this defensive scheme with Jim Schwartz. All righty. And so this is the moment now you guys have been waiting for. Who is the sleeper guy I put in the thumbnail there? And this guy really stood out to me the other night. I think this guy, like I said, I put him as the biggest sleeper. I think he's the biggest sleeper on the team right now. I really like this guy's potential, his raw ability. I think with Jim Schwartz, if he gets some more good coaching, I think we might have something in this guy. Honestly, I think this guy could really crack the rotation at some point. I think this guy. Let's get to him. Aiden Huntington. Last year he played at Tulane, and you can see there some of his stats. He was third team All AAC, second team All AAC from the College Football Network, second team Phil Steele All AAC selection. He had 30 tackles and 5 stops for loss, also a pair of forced fumbles, and had 4 sacks. And the year before that, he was at Louisiana Monroe. Now, he initially started his college career in 2020, I believe, at Kent State, so right down the road from we are. Some people watching this who are maybe Kent State fans might know this. Locals might know him just because he played there. And he transferred from there to Louisiana Monroe. Now, when he was at Louisiana Monroe, look at this here. Right, so you can see here his explosiveness and athleticism were on full display during ULM's summer conditioning program, finishing atop the Iron Hawk leaderboard at 102%. Posted a personal best of 665 pounds in the squat, 435 on the bench, 4.44 in the pro agility, as well as a 38-inch vertical. This guy at 6'1", 281 pounds is doing those kinds of things. And at his pro day this year at Tulane, he was a UDFA. That means he was an undrafted free agent. But at his pro day, he ran a 4.640 at his pro day this year, at his past spring at Tulane. And so this guy has got some really, at 6'1", 281, he's got some real freaky athleticism to him, a real raw prospect. But man, if you could put this guy together, and they see it, and this guy, we'll get to the defensive D-line highlights here, but let's just start with kickoff. That's right. You heard me right. Kickoff. Number 66 right here. This guy, not only did he get on kickoff, he's the only lineman out there. Everybody else out there's linebackers, receivers, and DBs, right? And so this guy, this defensive lineman at 6'1", 281 pounds, because he's such a freak, they put him on kickoff coverage. And watch him go down here. Look how he hauls ass down the field here. Right there. They got to wait till the catch now by rule. Look at him right here. Bam. Goes right down there and makes the play. Big number 66 right there. This guy right here, folks, is a freak. And so there he is right there, number 66 on the left side, just inside. He comes right down here and makes the tackle. Bam. Look at that. Like a missile at 6'1", 281. This guy is really impressive. And so now we're going to get to some of his highlights here at 3 Tech. This guy was really impressive. All righty. So let's get back now to Aiden Huntington here. Here's the next play. Again, this is him at the 3 Tech now. And now we get to see him on the defensive line. So you saw him there on the on the kickoff coverage, how fast he got down there. You see right here, they go at a quick snap. This is when they threw the pass, the play before, and it looked like the ball hit the ground. So Carolina hurried up and try to get the playoffs so the Browns couldn't challenge it, and they did a good job doing so. But even on this hurry up here, look at it just the burst off the line of scrimmage. Right here, number 66. You can see him lined up at the let's see where he lines up here. And so he didn't really have time to set, so he just goes. But look how he just bull rushes here. I mean, just the bull rush. And you saw that from the first view, from the side view that we watch on TV. That pressure, boom, getting back there. Dalton's going to get the ball out. But again, you could just see the burst off the line of scrimmage, the bull rush, the physicality. He pushes number 73 back there and does a really good job. And let's take a look at that one more time. Give me 1 second. My apologies. Right here. I mean, this guy really freaked out. I think he was trying to line up last second at the 2 technique because he lines up over the guard there and just bull rushes him. But again, you see the burst off the line of scrimmage. This guy, really impressive. And then the next play that stood out to me with him, you just kind of see that raw ability. Again, I think this guy, he'll be, I don't want to say a project. I don't think it's a project. I think he'll need a little more coaching, I'm sure. And he's a UDFA. So I think, but this guy, if they can get this guy coached up with that raw ability that you see down on a 4-point stance, boom. I just look at the simple things, right? I'm looking, how is he getting off the line of scrimmage? Why? What's his twitchy? You see, the raw athleticism. Is he getting back in the backfield consistently, getting pressure? He was getting pressure all night. You can see there, not a standout play there. Now, great job by the other guys making the play on the end there. But just look at just the athleticism. He just, boom, just a step and he's gone, right? You could just see the fast, quick step he has. That little things like that really stood out to me with this kid. And he had some other really impressive plays here coming up here we'll finish up with. All right, so here he is right here again on the next play I have of Aiden Huntington, like Huntington Bank. And you can see him right there again, the 3 Tech. And look how he just, again, doesn't give up on the play, but how he gets back at the backfield consistently. I like this guy. He just got that first step. I know. Is this the right play? No, this is not the right play. I messed up. My apologies. I went too far back. That's a different gentleman. My bad. Blooper. Here he is right here on this play. And so here he is right here. All right. Let's take a look from the back view here. Okay, it's after this one. I messed up my notes, guys. Give me 1 second. I'll clean this up. Okay, I'm back. My apologies. I threw myself off for a second. It was actually after this play. So I was right initially. I just got thrown off for a second. My bad. But misread my notes. But here we go. The next play after this. My apologies. So there he is. Now he's back in the game. There he is right there, number 66, lined up at the 3 Tech. And let's watch him here on this play. Again, he's consistently getting in the backfield. All right, there he is. Ball snap. There he goes. Look how he rips and continues to get in the face of the quarterback. I just like this guy's just constantly in the backfield. There he is right there hauling ass to get over the ball at the end of the play. You like to see that. Guy's not giving up on plays. But here he is right here. We'll watch from the back view. And again, he rips the offensive tackle here. And obviously a rip move is, I'll show you. So when he goes, he'll get this in his right arm will get on the outside arm of this offensive guard here, and he'll hook it under a rip, right? He'll rip and then try to check. But he's so fast getting off the line of scrimmage. He's really good at bull rushing because of his quickness that he pushes this guy right back in that backfield and gets pressure on the quarterback. And this is what you want to see consistently, especially in Schwartz's scheme, which is why I think this guy's potential, I think he's a sleeper. I think with good coaching, more development, with his raw ability, get a good pad level to stance there, gets out, bam, gets right in the backfield, hand up. I mean, this guy, I think he can be really productive for us. I think he can be a guy that we could really, again, maybe mid-season, more reps he gets, more coaching. I think he's a guy who could crack the rotation if he made the team. Wouldn't surprise me. To with that raw ability like that. And he was a guy I just wanted to kind of point out because I thought he had a really good night. Again, you saw from the kickoff coverage even, which is crazy to say for a D lineman. But then the other plays though, just the three I showed the three plays where he's in the backfield, right? And then you saw the one play, just the step and go, you know what I mean, and just his ability to get around the offensive lineman because of his speed, just the twitchiness and the athleticism, right, the agility, right, or maybe the agility, how agile he is, and so for his size, that's pretty impressive, and so. He's a guy again that I think I'm going to keep an eye on. I think he's a sleeper right now for this team, and I'm really excited about him. And so another guy I'm really keeping an eye on this year, um, who I brought him up a lot last year. We drafted him a couple years ago out of Cincinnati, and I know about him pretty well because one of my best friends was his position coach every day at Cincinnati. Knows him very well. Is Jawan Briggs, number 97. And I remember when I got the scouting report about him from my coach, from his coach, who's one of my good friends. One of the biggest things he pointed out about him was just his pure strength. He's just a very strong guy. And again, I'm looking at the rotation. You know, I mean, the depth that we have in the interior, I think, is very important for us. I think it's something that we haven't had consistently. Obviously, we know Mason Graham and Mike Hall are going to start inside, and then I think you have Shelby Harris, Malik Collins. But I think after that, you'll need who's going to be that next guy up. And I pointed out, obviously, Aiden Huntington. I think just what we could have going there, possibly just as an all-around player, not only at the defensive line, but even on special teams, as we saw. Right? But I think Jawan Briggs is another guy who I thought when he came in last year, I thought he did pretty well in some of his snaps later on in the season. He was a guy I thought that did a really good job in the running game a lot, especially. That's what I'm really looking at him for. Just a run stopper. And can he apply pressure up the middle consistently? And you can see here just some of that strength. Again, he likes the bull rush as well. Just using his strength, pushing the center back, boom, boom, boom. And him and Aiden Huntington there did a really nice job, forcing pressure up the middle, which frees up more of the DNs to get more sack opportunities. I think it's something we needed more consistently. And so these two guys right here who are, 66 and 97 are two guys I'm going to really be looking forward to watching more this preseason, especially Jawan. He's a guy that we took, in the draft. So I want to see how he develops in the year two. And plus, obviously, like I said, I know a little more about him. Here he is right here again, back in the game. And so he's a guy, again, I'm really looking forward to. He has a really good, doesn't give up on plays. I can see there, he's constantly looking for the ball, running towards the ball, good pursuit angle. I think what I know about him, like I said, he's a guy I'm also like, if he can really develop more from year one to year two, get more reps, I think he's a guy that we could have more depth on that defensive line, which I think is important for us. Like I said, having that interior defensive line depth, I think is something we've needed. I think last play I have here with Jawan, again, just kind of showing off some more of that strength that I heard that he was probably his biggest note coming out of college. And he's also a guy you can kind of move him around the line too a little. They moved around a lot at Cincinnati. He has some versatility to his game as well. You can see he's kind of for his size can move around pretty well. Right there again inside, really strong shed those guys and really good pursuit angle out to the perimeter there to cut off the runner. Good job by the other guys to get there, but that's what you want to look for with these guys. Guys are just consistently shedding blocks, right? The power, getting off them, good pursuit angle, good relentlessness pursuit on the plays, not giving up on plays. That's what I'm looking for is that effort. I feel like at times last year we didn't see that enough consistently. And I think some of that was due to the offense not being able to sustain drives. Guys were tired, but I also feel like we just had some guys that maybe just that wasn't they were doing consistent. I feel like some of these younger guys we have that I pointed out, a couple of these two especially, I think they can be guys that we'll see how they develop as the more camp goes on, the more preseason goes on. When they start making those decisions, how do these guys, the more developed each game, could they actually make the team? And I obviously Jawan, I liked him a lot last year. Was intrigued by him because I knew more about him. But I also think the big the guy I bring up this year is that Aiden Huntington guy, number 66, just because I feel like that's a guy again with more coaching development. I feel like he can really become somebody that could really help make an impact on this team down the road. And so That's all I got for you guys today. Again, defensive film breakdown. If you like this, hit the like button. We got more film breakdowns coming soon. And yeah, so like, subscribe, and share all the good stuff. And I'll see you guys in the next one. I'm out of here. Gone.